This video is intended to allow the user to understand how to use the service app inside of the proposal program. So you sign into the admin. You're going to notice when you sign in now a service ticket tab. When you go to My Info, scroll to the bottom and you'll see a View Company Defaults for Service Tickets. Click on that. This will reveal all of the defaults that will help you make up the service ticket in the field. You'll notice here service values. There are some service values that we've added in this demo, but if you want to add more, you just simply add more. You can put in the condition of system. Most dealers will probably get this information from the service ticket that they're currently using in their company. If you want to group them together, if you'll simply left click where the cross appears, you'll see you can move them up and down in the program. The X will actually delete them and get rid of them. You can add more, add as many as you want. Just know that whatever the value, if there's no value put into the service ticket, that will not show on the discovery to the customer. The technician labor rate is going to be the rate that you charge the customer. If you have an after hours rate, you will also charge that as well. And then if you pay tax or if you charge your customer, you would check this box. Whatever your tax rate is, will calculate tax on the materials. And then the desired markup. So if you don't know what your desired markup is, we can charge more markup on a $10 part than we can on a $500 part. Have a spreadsheet at the bottom that will help you understand what your markup should be. And notice here where it says please fill out here what your maintenance plan is for your company. It looks like a broken sentence, so it says 15% is your discount for today's repair. That's how it will actually appear on the service ticket. Whatever you charge for refrigerant, if you charge different for your second pound than your first pound, you would put that amount here. Some dealers will actually lump the cost of labor into their first pound of refrigerant, and that's how that would calculate. If you charge different for 410A, you would put that, again, you can put different rates. Whatever your diagnostic fee is, you'll enter it here. And then whatever your service ticket actually says at the bottom for the customer to sign, that'll appear at the bottom of the service invoice. All right, so let's go over to the service rates. If you click on this little link right here, you'll notice that it looks like a spreadsheet comes up. It actually is a spreadsheet, and it's embedded in an HTML code. So you can see that KPI stands for Key Performance Indicator. And in your company, what you would like for to happen is that your technician labor for the total department to be less than 22% of sales. That means if you sold $100, you wanted your labor rate to be less than 22% of the total sales, $22. So let's look at applied labor to your calls. 100% would mean that your technician bills every hour, but they don't. The KPI for our industry is 85% of the time they're billing. But if it's 75, you would just change that, and we'll change the rate. So then what is your desired hourly rate? And I go to a lot of dealers where the hourly rate may be $85. What is the cost of your technician? And I'm not talking about the burden cost. I'm talking about the actual labor cost itself. Because burden technically falls in your burden will fall actually in your overhead, not in your cost of goods sold. So to look down here, you'll see, let's say we wanted to mark up this $10 part 500%. So we have an $85 hourly rate. Let's actually make that to be $125. Then what you'll see is my billed labor is 1 hour for $125. The GP on the labor is 92. The cost of the labor is actually 33 because I've got $25 and then I've got he's actually billing only 75% of the time. So I have to calculate that back into my cost so that I can see that my labor as a percent of sales on this $10 part is 19%, which is good because it's less than the 22%. So when you fill this out, what I want you to see is don't think of it as a $10 part. Think of it as a capacitor. Can you get $175 for that capacitor? Will your market allow you to get that? So when we look at maybe a TXV that takes 4 hours or maybe 3 hours. So can I get $675 for that TXV? My gross profit on that would be $500 because the cost of it is $75. I marked it up 400% and I had 3 hours of labor at $125 an hour. So whatever that is, this is just a guide for you to help you understand what you should put on the defaults page. So we're back to our default tickets area, and once you've determined all the information you needed for the entering the markup you desired, you would have entered that there, would change whatever changes you want to make. You would make those changes. You simply would just click Save here, and that will make any change that you wanted to make to the program.